Hey folks, C. Rachna Ranade here, and I welcome you all to a very, very dear topic, which is gold and silver. Well, any person who might have bought at that highest point, I'm sure, might be really worried because that person might be in terrible losses, if not averaged. Because if you can see, silver has corrected by more than 50% from the all time high that it hit in the same year, 2026. And even if you look at the gold chart, you can see that the correction has been massive. The big question, or I can say top three questions that people may have in their mind right now is number one, is the worst over for gold and silver? Number two, we have to also check what has happened in the past regarding gold and silver. And based on the past performance, can we try and sort of predict that what could happen in the future? One could be based on our analysis, and one can be based on someone else's analysis. So the third question could be, what targets have the analysts set for gold and silver for the coming quarters? So all these questions are to be answered in this same video. Video is going to be extremely educational. Keep on watching the video till the end. Most traders guess entries, but smart traders wait for confirmation. Buying a good company is not enough. Timing matters. The difference between random trading and disciplined trading is having a framework. In our course on technical analysis, you will learn a clear, structured framework so that you stop guessing and start executing with confidence. If you're serious about mastering charts, enroll now. Now let's start with the technical analysis, and I'm going to show you US dollar per ounce chart so that the dollar rupee movement is not considered in the silver price movement. Have a look at this. Now if you see here, what we saw in the month of January 2026 was like a crazy run up to which we saw the all time high in silver, and post that it was a clear downward trend. You can see a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and of course lower lows. So this is a clear downtrend. Now the next big question comes up is, till when will the downtrend go on? Is there a good support level that can be seen? Now I'm on a daily time frame, and you can see here that this is a very clear visual support that can be seen. This is back in October 25. This is kind of a cup and handle pattern. So if you have done my course on technical analysis, you already know this. If you have done my course on price action analysis, which is like the advanced version of technical analysis, this is like a VCP. It's a 2T contraction, right? So in this case, what happens is that you can always remember, this is a basic thumb rule. Earlier a resistance, because this was acting as a resistance, then it should act as a support, right? So this was the earlier resistance, it went up, and now you can see that we are almost at this level. And you can see here that this, which day was this, 17th of July 26, this was the day when intraday almost hit the same level, post which we have seen a recovery, right? Today as I shoot the video, today is Tuesday, we can see almost a Marubozu candle, very nice full bodied candle. And now if you can see here, from here, even if it were to go down and retest this level, still it is barely 7% down from the current market price. Okay, so does it have a very does it look at a very good level right now? Answer is yes. Now even if I were to just quickly join these high points, you can again see that somewhere it it is like a downward sloping trend line, and today itself it has broken out of the trend line. Of course, this is again like an early signal, it has to be followed up by a candle which confirms the breakout. Okay, so following candle is also extremely important, but all in all, structurally it seems like it's giving early signs that somewhere it is near the support level. What about gold? That is the next big question. Is it also at a support level? For that, let's go to the gold chart. And just to save on some time, I've already drawn the support level. Here you can see that gold was again seeing a sharp rally, did saw some correction. Even if I were to take this down to this level, okay, a much better one, still you can see that yes, it took a support here, again went up, took a similar support here. So again, from here, if I were to take it down, till what level? From here to what, barely 3.5%, right? So be it gold, be it silver, I feel that they are at their medium to long term support levels. Question is, what next? And to understand what next, we have to always analyze the past. So in the next section, we'll understand what was the gold and silver price movement, especially in Q3, Q4, in over the past 5 years and over the past 10 years. Now let's understand what has been the historical performance of gold and silver. For that, we are going to analyze last 5 years data as well as last 10 years data. Okay, which quarter are we in right now? Of course, everyone understands we are in quarter two. Okay, so ideally we should be analyzing more of quarter three data and quarter four data. Whatever numbers I show you. So, for example, if I say quarter three, silver went up by, let's say, 10%. What do I mean by silver going up by 10% in quarter three? It means that assuming a person bought silver on the 1st of October and sold on 31st of December, in that time frame, silver went up by 10%. That's the Q3 return. If I say Q4 return is 12%, what do I mean by that? In that case, assumption will be a person bought silver or gold, whatever is the case, on 1st of January and sold on 31st of March. Okay. If this basic pointer is clear, let's understand historical performance over the last 10 years. For that, have a look at this. Now, first, let's check for gold. Okay, we are going to analyze past data. This is FY 26-27. Everyone knows that this year has not been that great either for gold or silver. So, of course, it's a negative return. We'll focus on the last 10 years now. Now, if you see here Q3, this is something maddening. In Q3, last 5 years, gold has given positive returns. All years Q3, gold has given positive returns. I'll repeat this. What does it mean? That if a person had bought gold on 1st of October and sold on 31st of December, that person might have gotten 15%, 1%, 10%, 9%, 3.5% roughly over the last 5 years, respectively. Okay. Had that been Q4, buying on 1st of Jan and selling on 31st of December, all Q4s last 5 years have been in positive, and look at the percentages: 11%, 17%, 7%, 8%, 9%. I'm rounding this off. Still, this is crazy, right? Not a single quarter in Q3 or Q4 where gold has given a negative return. Okay, so this is something interesting. This is just backtesting of data, and everyone understands that past results or past returns are never a guarantee of future returns. But how do we try and gauge what could happen in the future? For that, we analyze past, and that's what we are trying to do, right? What about silver? Last 5 years, if I were to check, barring one quarter, Q3 of FY 24-25, all the quarters are in green. So Q3, Q4 have been good historically, be it for gold or be it for silver. Okay. But what about prior to that? Okay. Prior to that, if you check, 2020, of course, being the COVID year, gave negative both for gold and for silver. One Q4 was negative, Q3 was still crazy positive. Okay. Now, if I look beyond that or before that, last 4 years now, from 16-17 to 19-20, it's a mixed bag. But if you see again, gold Q4, all greens, Q3, two greens, two reds. For silver, Q3, two greens, two reds, and for gold, you can see out of four, only one in green. So, if I were to now sum this up, out of last 10 years, very important data point coming up, extremely important, pay attention. Last 10 years, for Q3, it has been 7 quarters in positive, 3 quarters in negative. But Q4 for gold, 9 quarters in positive Q4 and 1 quarter in negative. And this 1 quarter which was negative was COVID quarter, Q4. Okay. Now, if I look for silver, silver 7 positives, 3 negatives. This is Q3, and Q4 6 positive, 4 negatives. What about the average return now? So, if you see here, average return for gold Q4 has been the highest. 5 years average return only of Q4. This is not annualized, only Q4. 5 years average return almost 11%. 10 years Q4 average return is almost 7%. And if I were to check that for silver, silver Q3 has been better with 5 years average at almost 19% for Q3 and almost 10% for 10 years average of Q3. So all in all, I hope you have understood the overall conclusion. For gold, Q4 has been better. For silver, Q3 has been better. And I'm sure now you have this question in your mind, that why silver and gold have tend to perform well in Q3 and Q4. Answer to this question is what we are going to get in the next section of the video. Now, Q3, Q4 tend to typically perform better because the demand is high. Now, if I'm talking about India, obviously you know the reasons. The festival seasons start typically with Ganpati, then Navratri, then Dasara, then Diwali. We have the wedding season lined up. So, because of all these pointers, demand for gold and silver in India just shoots up. And of course, we form like one of the biggest populations in the world, and that is the reason why if there is a good demand in India, overall at a global level itself the demand picks up, right? But why take the example only of India? Two bigger economies from even the population perspectives is India and China. So what about China? Will the demand also pent up? In their case, answer is yes. They also have Mid Autumn Festival. They also have the National Day holidays. They also would be celebrating the Chinese New Year. So all these things, again, gold demand increases in China as well. So India plus China itself is going to have a bigger demand. But does it mean Western countries don't demand gold at all? Of course, that's not the case. For them also, it is Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year. So all of these combined together, gold demand typically pends up in Q3 and Q4, and that is the reason why we have seen in the past as well that gold prices tend to perform, and silver prices tend to perform better in Q3 and Q4. Now let us try and understand what research analysts have to say for gold and silver. For that, we checked two different websites. One for LBMA, we checked the LBMA website. We also checked JP Morgan for what are their forecasts for gold and silver. First, let's start with gold, and here you can see I'm on the LBMA website. And there are almost 29 analysts who have given their own targets for gold. Just to give you a quick example, let's say I'm talking about Mr. Bart. In that case, you can also see that rectangle. My team will highlight that for you. You can see that the analyst's average forecast is 4,213. Okay. One more example. Let's say I'm talking about Mr. James. Here you can see the analyst average is 4,586. Right. One final example for Julia. Her forecast for gold is 6,050 by the year end. Okay. So what I've done is I've taken the average of all the analyst forecasts, and that comes to $4,700. What is the current price? Current price is 4,071, and till 4,700 this comes to an up move of around 15%. It's a possible up move. Of course, it's not a guarantee, but it's a possible up move based on the analyst forecasts average. It's coming to almost 15% up move. And if we see here what we had done as a discussion, as per our thought process, it was roughly an 8% up move, 5 years average only in Q3. Okay. Now, what about gold? Let's check for gold for JP Morgan as well. Gold, as per JP Morgan's analysts, Q4, oh, that is translating to $6,000. My God, this is too much. So I'll not even bother to calculate the percentage. But as per JP Morgan analysts, their target for Q4, by the way, their Q4 is our Q3, because for us Q3 will be October to December. For them, they follow a calendar year, so for them Q4 will be again October to December. As per them, gold will be $6,000 as a target. Let's quickly move on to silver. For silver, let me just shift to the silver tab. Again, same thing. All these analysts, I have taken an average, and the average comes to roughly $75. Now let's check what is the current price. It's almost $60 roughly, and from here, from current market price to $75, that translates to roughly a 28% possible up move. And as per our calculation, for 5 years it was still almost a 19% up move for Q3. Our Q3 is their Q4. Again, let's quickly check for JP Morgan. Oh, for them it is $85, and the new one they are saying is $58. Okay, so all in all, I hope you have understood as per their forecasts, be it JP Morgan, be it as per the research analysts at LBMA, how their perception is. We also understood why this rally could actually take place. We understood our own data, 5 years data, 10 years data, and we also understood the reasons behind it. I hope you found a lot of value regarding gold and silver in today's video as well. If you did, please don't forget to smash the like button. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachanaranade.com and rachanaranade.in.